Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Varun and today I'll show you how to install WordPress on your Windows operating system. If you are new to my channel and want to become a complete front-end WordPress developer, or if you simply want to build your own personalized website, I highly recommend you to watch my previous videos first and then continue on this one. In my first video, I have explained what we'll be covering in this course and which tools do we need to build our own personalized websites. In my second video, I did cover how you can install Xampp on your Windows operating system. Now, let's go ahead and get started. In my last video, we have successfully installed Xampp on our system and learned about the htdocs folder in Xampp. As I told you before in my last video, htdocs folder will be important to us throughout the course. So, before installing the WordPress, let me show you how our locally hosted website currently looks like. Remember, we need to start both the modules first before opening our website page. First one is Apache Web Server and the second one is MySQL. So, to start both the modules, search Xampp by clicking here in the search section and write Xampp, Xampp. Then you'll see an application of Xampp control panel on the top. Now open the Xampp by a single left click, and this is how our Xampp control panel looks like. Remember, we have already changed our ports from the default one, that is 80, to the new one, that is 8080. So let's start both the modules by simply clicking on Start, and both will turn to green, which means both are working fine. And here you can now see our locally hosted website is using port 8080. If you are still facing issues with any kind of error while starting any of the module, please let me know in the comment section and I'll explain you everything in depth. Now, let's open our website. To open it, go to Google Chrome and then type localhost colon 8080. This is our locally hosted personalized website. Remember, we already deleted all the files from htdocs folder in the last video, and that is the reason it is completely empty right now. Now, to install the WordPress, we need to first copy all the files of the WordPress to the htdocs folder in the Xampp application. And then, with the help of Xampp, we will install the WordPress in our computer. So, let's start installing the WordPress. To install the WordPress, first we have to download it. To download the WordPress, the very first thing we need to do is to go to wordpress.org in our Google Chrome browser. So let's open our Google Chrome browser and type wordpress.org and hit enter. After that, you need to click on this Get WordPress button. Once you are on this page, all you have to do is to click on Download WordPress. The WordPress will be downloaded in your downloads folder in a zip format. This may take time depending on the speed of your internet. Now, the WordPress is successfully downloaded on your system. All we need to do is to extract this WordPress.zip folder. Now, if you are using the latest version of Windows operating system like Windows 10 or Windows 11, then you just need to right click on this folder, and here you will find an extract all option. But if you are using an old version of the Windows like Windows 7, Windows 8, then you need to download an extracting software called WinRAR. WinRAR is available on its official website for free of cost, and this software is a super user-friendly tool. I'm sure most of the people must have heard about this tool already. If not, Then to download the software, you need to visit winrar.com. It's WINRAR.com in the Google Chrome browser, and on the home page, you'll see an option which says download WinRAR. So download and install it on your system. I'm skipping the downloading and installing process of WinRAR, but if you are new to this and unable to install it, then please let me know in the comment section and I'll explain you how to install WinRAR on your system. Once you are done installing WinRAR, don't forget to restart your computer so WinRAR will work properly. Now, what we need to do is to extract the WordPress zip folder. As I'm using Windows 10, all I have to do is right click on the WordPress.zip folder and hit left click on this extract all button. Everyone else using WinRAR needs to select WinRAR as an extracting option. Then you'll see a pop-up like this. Just hit extract, and depending on your system's configuration, this may take 2 to 5 minutes to complete. Now the extraction is complete and a new folder of extracted files will automatically pops up. All we need to do is cut and paste this folder in our htdocs folder of the Xampp. To cut, either use the shortcut keys Ctrl X or just right click on the folder and select cut. Once it's done, all you need to do is to click on this PC and then open drive C where we have installed our Xampp software. Once you are in the drive C, open this folder that says Xampp, and then when you are inside the Xampp folder, you'll see htdocs folder. Let's open it and see this folder is empty. It was not empty before. In the last video, I've explained you why we have to delete all the files in this folder. And now you can either use shortcut key Control V or just right click anywhere in the folder and hit paste to move the folder of the WordPress from downloads to htdocs folder. As the size of the file is less than 100 MB, this will be done in seconds. Now let's open again our Google Chrome browser and type localhost colon 8080 in the URL. So instead of an empty website, which I showed you in the beginning of the video, now you can see a folder of the WordPress which we recently moved to htdocs. Now, if we click on it, it takes me to the installation page of the WordPress. But as you can see, something is not right. You must be wondering if localhost colon 8080 is our website address, then instead of showing this folder, why the website is not directly opening the installer? So the reason is simple. In the htdocs folder, what we did is just pasted the folder, not the files of the WordPress. Localhost website is directly linked with the htdocs folder, and if we will not save all the files directly in the folder, our website will always look like this. So let's just go back to the file explorer and cut and paste all the files inside the WordPress folder directly to the htdocs folder. To do that, go to the WordPress folder and select all the files using Ctrl A and then cut all the files using Ctrl X. Now go back to the htdocs folder and paste here using shortcut key of Ctrl V. Or you can also right click anywhere in the folder and click paste. Once all the files successfully transferred, delete this WordPress folder by just right click on it and hit delete. Now this should work. Let's open the Google Chrome again and open our website. To open it, type localhost colon 8080 and hit enter. See, now the installer is directly loaded on our website instead of showing us a folder in it. Now let's start working on this installer. First, we need to select a language. And by default, the language selected by the WordPress is English, United States. If you want to use any other language, please select that language and hit continue. So once we hit continue, in the next page, it says, Welcome to WordPress. And before getting started, we will need to know the following terms. So you have to know the database name, you have to know the database username, and you also have to know the database password. The database host is actually the host name, which is localhost, so you don't have to worry about it. And the last one is table prefix. And we really don't need this one right now. But in the upcoming videos, when we need to run more than one WordPress in a single database, I will let you know everything about this in detail. So let's just hit let's go. Now, what is the database name? What is the database username? And what is the password? Let's take a look at it. So, first of all, what we have to do is to create our username account and set up a password for the database. It is very important to save all the credentials which we are going to generate right now. So, create a file using either Notepad or Microsoft Word, or you can also use Google Drive, whichever tool you are comfortable to. Save all the usernames and passwords or any other minor or major details from now onwards. Alright, so how we are going to create the username and password? For that, we have to confirm two things first. Open the Xampp control panel and see if both the modules are running fine. If these are turned to green, then that means both are running perfectly fine. So once you have actually confirmed that these two modules are running, then you will need to go to Google Chrome, and now in the tab, what you have to type is localhost colon 8080, and then you have to type slash phpMyadmin. This is PHP myadmin. Then you have to hit enter and it is going to take you to PHP myadmin page. Alright, so now once you are in on this my PHP page, this page is basically going to manage the database of your website. Now, as I've told you that WordPress is a content management software and you just have to let the WordPress know about the database name, database username, and the password, and then the WordPress is going to handle everything on its own. You don't have to touch this page later on until you want to create a new website or new database for that website. Everything will be handled by WordPress after generating the database credentials. So let's just go ahead and create our first database username and set the password. And then we'll be moving forward with this. So what we need to do is to go to my PHP admin page. After that, you have to go into the user accounts. Once you are in the user accounts, now you have to click on add user account. After that, in the username, you have to type in there your name. So there is no need to add capital letters. You can just keep everything to be small and enter your first name, which in my case is going to be Varun. Varun. In the host name, instead of the percentage, you can write local host. LOCALHOST, which is the host name of our locally hosted website. And now you have to enter the password. Since this website is on your own computer and the database is also on your own computer, so it is okay to set any password like 12345 or ABCDE, or the password you can easily remember. I am setting my password as 12345 as it is easy and simple to remember. After that, you have to retype the password, so I'll be entering 12345. After this, now you have to go down and we have got this global privileges and it says check all. So you have to click on this check all option and then you have to go down and now you have to click on go. That's it. When you are done with that, your user account is going to be created. Now we need to add database. Here you can see there are a couple of database already created, but we need a new database for our website. So to create a new database, I'll be clicking on new and this is going to take me here. Now I have to enter a database name. So you can enter the database name like anything you like. You can either write WordPress or short form of WordPress, that is WP, but you cannot use just text as a database name as the database name test is already here. Now what I'll do is I'm using WP as my database name and then just hit on create and our database WP is now created. And if we want to open this database, you can see this database is now empty. So once the database name, username, and password is created, you need to go back to the setup window of the WordPress file. And now what we have to do is we have to fill all the details. So my database name is WP. My username is my own name, that is Varun. And the password what we have set is 12345. Now leave these two options as it is. The database host is localhost and the table prefix is WP underscore. After filling all these details, then you can hit on submit. Now you will get this message saying, alright Sparky, you have made it through this part of installation. WordPress can now communicate with our database. If you're ready, it's time to run the installation. So now I have to just click on run the installation. That's it. Now the WordPress is asking for some of the details. Once we enter those details, we will be completely done and the WordPress will be installed in our system. So now here it says what is the site title, which means what is going to be our website title, what is going to be our username and password. Now, to install the WordPress, you need to provide a website title, which means we need to name our website. Now, on the site title, I want you to enter your full name as a site title. The reason is simple because we'll be building our first project, which is going to be a personal website like a portfolio. And that's why I need you to write your website title as your full name. So in my case, I'll be entering my full name over here. That is Varun, Varun, Garg, Garg. That's my last name. Here, for the installation of WordPress, in the username and password, you can either use the same username and password which you have recently generated for the database, or you can again write anything you like or can easily be remembered or memorized. I highly recommend you to use the same username and password. So, in that case, the username will be WP and the password is 12345. If you are entering a strong password, then you can skip this step. But if you are using a weak password, then you need to select this option, which is confirm use of weak password. Now, in the email, please enter a valid email address of yours. So I'll be entering my email address. Now, when everything is done, you need to click on Install WordPress. And that's it. Once you click on that, WordPress is going to be installed successfully on your computer. Now, if we go back to our PHP MyAdmin page, I told you that this is going to be the database and we are not going to be managing anything. Everything is going to be managed by WordPress itself. So you can just click on this WP database again, which was empty before. You can see that now we have got some of the data and WordPress is now communicating with the database successfully. So from now onwards, until you want to create a new database, we don't need this PHP MyAdmin page. So now you can close this PHP MyAdmin page from the browser. Now let's take a look at our website. If we just go to Google Chrome and type localhost colon 8080 and hit enter, so this is basically a website created by WordPress itself. And this is how our new website looks like. Now WordPress is successfully installed on your system. Congratulations. Now, if you want to make changes in this website, you need to log in here first, and then you can only make changes. For that, what you need to do is you have to write localhost colon 8080 slash wp hyphen admin, that is wp admin. After that, when you hit enter, you will be redirected to this page. This is the login page of our WordPress. Please remember, this is the login page of the WordPress, not the database. So, if you have used different username and the password for both database and WordPress, then you need to type here the credentials what you have used for WordPress, not the database. So, in our case, let's just fill the details that is the same for both database and WordPress. In the username, what I'll type is WP and the password which I have set is 12345. You can also check this remember me option so that you don't have to look for the username and password again and again. Now you can click on login and it is going to log you in to the WordPress dashboard or the WordPress admin panel. And this is how the admin panel looks like. Now, if I just bring my cursor to this website title, that is my name, and then I click on this visit site, this is how the website is looking. This is it for this video. In the next video, I'll help you understand the basics of WordPress like the dashboard, pages, themes, plugins, and so much more. So now the main and the fun part begins because the installation part is successfully completed. I would like to congratulate you again, and from the next video onwards, you'll be amazed to see how amazing WordPress actually is. So, before closing everything, please do not forget to stop both the modules on the Xampp, that is Apache and MySQL, and then close the Xampp software before shutting everything down. Thanks for watching this video till the end. Stay tuned and please feel free to ask any question or queries you have in your mind. I'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Thank you and see you in the next video.